Peace. What's happening, good people? This gift here for Payusnomind, and this is a comparison video. We'll be comparing Distrokid to CD Baby, two of the biggest digital distributors on the market. Now, we'll be comparing these distributors on over 10 features, including taking a look at the return on investment from each distributor. Like what would it take for you to recoup the cost of using each distributor when you factor in all of their fees and back-end fees and percentages and everything like that? How much do you walk away with? We'll be diving into that using our ROI calculator later on in the video. Now, this is just one comparison for Distrokid, but we have Distrokid versus Amuse, Distrokid versus Lander, all of these different things. We got a limited inventory of some of those comparisons on YouTube. If you want the full spectrum and ability to compare any distributor to any other distributor, you can come to the Payusnomind website, click the distribution tab, and head over to the plan picker where you could go through any distributor's inventory of comparisons to compare anybody to anybody, as well as utilize the ROI calculator yourself for any distributor you want to examine. Additionally, if you want discounts to products and services we recommend, you can check the link in the description box. Also, if you're on the website, you can click this Get Discounts button, and that will take you to the discount page where you can find discounts on a number of digital distributors as well as publishing administrators and a whole bunch of other stuff. First up, you got price. Now, different distributors have different models. Distrokid has an annual fee, whereas CD Baby does not. So with Distrokid, you're talking about having to pay about $23 annually for the musician plan, $40 annually for the musician plus plan, or $90 annually for the ultimate plan, versus CD Baby, which does not charge you anything annually. You don't pay anything annually. So you pay once and your music stays in stores and you don't have to keep paying. So you look at the price per release with Distrokid, $0, because Distrokid does not charge you per release. CD Baby does. So you pay $10 per release with CD Baby. And it doesn't matter the type of release. So it can be a single, an EP, or an album. All of those things are still $10. And again, you pay once and never again with CD Baby. With Distrokid, it's an annual fee. Then you have revenue split. Like what percentage of the revenue do you get to keep? Distrokid allows you to keep 100% of the revenue. CD Baby allows you to keep 91% of the revenue. So CD Baby takes 9% of your revenue. They charge you a one-time fee for the release of $10, and then they take 9% of the revenue long term. And Distrokid charges you an annual fee, but allows you to keep 100% of the revenue. Now, the difference between those models is that percentages get more punitive the more money you make. And annual fees are like a capped percentage, because if you're paying Distrokid $23 a year and you only make $23, then guess what? You've just paid 100% of your revenue, you know? So it's still a percentage. It just can decline the more money that you make. So it all depends on how much money you make, whether one model fits you better than another. So with CD Baby, you make $100, that's $9. You make $1,000, that's $90. The more money you make, the more punitive the percentage is. Now, when it comes to stores, Distrokid has a limited inventory of stores and CD Baby has an unlimited inventory of stores. And you typically find limited store options with digital distributors that have direct deals but aren't like big enterprises, because they're not going through third parties, which is good, because it means that if you're getting 100%, if they say you get 100%, you actually get 100%, and not like 100% split between some aggregator that they're using to get your music in stores. But on the flip side, you get in fewer stores. Whereas CD Baby and TuneCore and some of these legacy digital distributors have these relationships and can get you into way more stores under direct deals where you still get to maintain 100%. Then you have Beatport. Now, Beatport is an important store for those that do EDM, electronic dance music, house music, all of that type of stuff. If you want your music available to DJs for mixes and things of that nature, this is an important store to have your music in. And Distrokid gets your music into Beatport. Now, it is not free. They're charging you $9.99 per month to distribute the Beatport. And the reason for that is I believe that Distrokid will distribute the Beatport under your own label as opposed to creating a label for the distributor and then releasing your music under that label. You get your own label on Beatport. That's how I believe it works. But it's $9.99 per month to distribute the Beatport versus CD Baby, which does not distribute the Beatport at all. So if you want your music in Beatport, CD Baby might not be the place for you to go. Now you got new stores, and new stores is when they add these new stores, like how TikTok come out with Rezo, and even TikTok itself, when they open up monetization for artists, having your music automatically sent to these places where you don't have to go in and manually send your music to these stores. So a lot of distributors don't state whether they automatically send your music to new stores, which you could take as they don't, and you just got to manually do it. But some do say whether they do it or not. And Distrokid does. So Distrokid says, yes, we'll automatically send your music to new stores, but you have to pay $8 per release annually for a feature they have called Store Maximizer. So you pay $8 per year annually for Store Maximizer, and you get your music automatically sent to new stores where you don't have to go in and do it manually for each release every time they add a new store. With CD Baby, that is included. They don't require you manually go do it yourself, and they don't charge you a fee to do it for you. It comes included with that $10.09% that you're paying them. Now, you look at something like pre-orders and the ability to be able to sell digital downloads before your official release date. Both of these guys allow you to do it. Both of them have instant gratification tracks that allow you to sell or give away another single prior to the release of the full album. So you could give away an exclusive track that nobody else has before you drop the full album. Now, with Distrokid, it's more cumbersome than with CD Baby, because CD Baby is just, checking a box and the whole process is taken care of, versus Distrokid where you have to reach out to them. You got to send an email, and there's a little bit of back and forth with Distrokid. So it's not as much of a streamlined process. Then you got something that's little used, but still carries some value, and that is digital booklets and the ability to attach a digital booklet to a download, which is effectively like a fold-out tray, but for a digital download, right? Like liner notes, where you could put certain information about the songs and the lyrics, maybe even a message to the fans, thanking them, with a link to something, a link to a discount. Matter of fact, I don't believe iTunes allows you to put links, but you could have stuff in there that just adds something to it and incentivize people to buy the product. So that's what a digital booklet will allow you to do. And Distrokid does not allow you to do digital booklets, don't allow you to attach digital booklets to downloads, and CD Baby does. Then you have the ability to release music for spatial audio, like this new audio format that Apple Music primarily has, where people get this surround sound type of high quality music experience. The main way I know that people are creating spatial audio is, I believe, through Dolby Atmos. So you're looking for that to see if the distributor accepts that type of format, and Distrokid does. Now, also note that Apple Music pays 10% higher royalties for music mixed in spatial audio. So it's money in it. And Distrokid charges about $27 per track if you want to release your music and spatial audio. So it's an additional fee per song to do it, $27. CD Baby does not allow you to distribute music in spatial audio at all. So it's not even available with CD Baby. Then you have the ability to add a custom label name. Now, adding a custom label name is all about branding and making sure that people don't see Distrokid or CD Baby when they look at, information for your release. Because, this is still entertainment. This is the land of status, and people want to feel like you're somebody. So it's like somebody looking and seeing Distrokid, TuneCore, CD Baby, or whatever, when they look you up, can look amateurish and make you look like not like it's unprofessional. Let's say that, right? So that's why things like that can be of some importance depending on how you want to present yourself. So with Distrokid, you got for the musician plan, no. For the musician plus plan and ultimate plan, yes. And with CD Baby, it's just a yes across the board. You get it because it's all included in what they're charging you for distribution. Now, when it comes to primary artists, and why I have it titled that is because there is effectively some people or some artists collaborate with other artists to the extent where it's like almost like a mutual release, but you don't plan to distribute music for that artist long term. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just doing it this one-off time. Now you got primary artists. Now this is whether you can release multiple projects for multiple artists under the distributor. Like how many artists can you release music for? Now with Distrokid, it's an annual fee per artist. So for every artist that you would want to release music for, you would need another subscription for that artist. Now, if you are under the ultimate plan, you get to release music for up to 100 artists. So for $90 a year, you get to distribute music for up to 100 artists. Now, because CD Baby is charging you per release, they don't cap the amount of artists you can distribute music for. Because why would they do that? That's counterproductive, right? The more releases, the more money. So they're not limiting you there. Then you have Content ID, which is audio fingerprinting, scanning YouTube to see if anybody's using your music, collecting the revenue, distributing that revenue to you, all of that stuff. When it comes to Content ID, Distrokid charges $5 per single per year, or around $15 per album per year, plus 20% of your revenue. So these are annual fees per release per year, plus 20% with Distrokid for Content ID. And with CD Baby, they take 30% of your revenue from Content ID. So they don't charge an upfront fee, but they take a heftier percentage. So Distrokid takes 20%, CD Baby takes 30%, but you have to pay an annual fee per release per year with Distrokid. Now, is Content ID worth that at all? That's arguable, because most people are going to make their money from YouTube Music, like that streaming app, Spotify, Apple Music, things of that nature, and Content ID, a lot of times for most artists out there, can be entirely counterproductive. So I wouldn't feed too much into this cost because you could totally do without it. Now, the other thing here is whether or not your music stays live. You know, do they take it out of stores? So with Distrokid, if you cancel your service or can no longer afford to pay, your music will be removed from stores, provided you don't have a feature they have called Leave a Legacy. So if you have the Leave a Legacy feature, then you can keep your music in stores. So you see, Leave a Legacy, they're charging you $29 per single or $49 per album. and you get to keep 100% of your revenue with Leave a Legacy. So that gives you a pathway to keeping your music in stores. And that is not something that you have to pay up front, because you can just distribute unlimited releases and only pay for Leave a Legacy for the releases that pay for themselves. So once a song reaches $29 or $49, then you pay for Leave a Legacy for that song, or you pay for Leave a Legacy for that album, and then that secures its spot and you don't have to worry about it coming down no more. So the cost can be backloaded where you allow each release to pay for itself, versus CD Baby, which doesn't take your music down at all. It keeps your music in stores forever. So it's not even a problem, but you have to keep paying 9%. So no matter how much that release makes, you know, basically the more money the release makes, the more money you end up paying out. But you get peace of mind. Then you got split pay, and whether you can pay your collaborators through your digital distributor. Distrokid allows you to do split pay, but they charge the artist that you're paying $10 annually. So whoever your payees are, they have to have a Distrokid subscription, and it's at a discounted rate. So it's like $10 a year, but they still got to pay something. So they don't get to just, you know, use it or get to claim their money for free. They got to pay something. And CD Baby does not offer a split pay. So it's not even on the table for CD Baby. Now, when it comes to distribution for classical music, if you're a classical musician, can't use Distrokid. Distrokid does not handle classical music, but CD Baby does. So if you want to do classical, CD Baby is the move. Now, when it comes to music video distribution, Distrokid, the digital distribution service, does not offer digital distribution for music videos, but they have a music video distribution offer called Distrokid, which is $100 a year for unlimited distribution of music videos. So you can distribute an unlimited number of music videos for $100 a year with Distrokid. And with CD Baby, they do not offer music video distribution, and it's not something that they offer to the artists that use their service. Now, when it comes to customer service, like customer support and the type of support you get, I mean, all of these digital distributors at this price point, you're not going to get great customer service. So just cool your jets in regards to the type of customer service you're going to expect, because, you know, it's a scale issue. You're not going to get like attentive reps or anything like that. They both provide you with email and no dedicated support rep, right? So you send emails and people respond to your emails, and you know, that's the way that it works with them. So when it comes to customer support, it's somewhat of a wash. Now you got transaction fees. Transaction fees are what you pay to the payment facilitator. They call them payment gateways, like PayPal or Stripe, or whoever is sending the money to your bank account, or to whatever, I guess, custodian wallet or whatever that you're going to hold your money in. So Distrokid caps transaction fees at $1 for people within the US. So if you live in the US, then you only pay $1 in transaction fees with Distrokid. Now, they offer a number of payment options, including direct deposit and things of that nature, but I think it's still $1 at least, or at most, rather, $1 at most. And CD Baby allows you to avoid transaction fees altogether by having your money sent directly to your bank account. So if you have your money sent directly to your bank account, you can avoid transaction fees altogether with CD Baby. Now, if you want to have your money sent to PayPal, then it's 2% of your revenue uncapped. And what that means is 2% of $100, $2. 2% of $1,000, $20. 2% of $10,000, $200. The more money you make, the more money you pay in transaction fees. So it almost can work out to be another subscription almost, you know, depending on how much money you're withdrawing. Now, payment thresholds are the minimum amount you have to earn before you can withdraw your funds, which I'm not a fan of, because what these distributors do and what all of these companies do is they have these thresholds, and what happens is the money sits in the account and it compounds. So it's like if they say the threshold is $10, they got your $10, that guy's $10, that guy's $10, and collectively they're earning interest on it. They got it in interest-bearing accounts that they're generating income on or revenue on. They're not paying it out to you. So I'm like, if I got 10 bucks in there, give me my 10 bucks. If I got $9 in there, give it to me. I want it. It's mine, right? As opposed to it sitting there, especially if you got a situation where you earn $19 and the payment threshold is $20, and then your $20 is just sitting in there for like years. You know what I'm saying? It's like, $20 ain't nothing, but it's yours, right? So, Distrokid doesn't have a payment threshold, and CD Baby does. CD Baby has a $10 payment threshold where you have to earn at least $10 before you can access your money. Now, the tax treaty thing, if you live in a country that does not have a tax treaty with the United States, then you are subject to a 30% tax withholding, and that is not something you can avoid with either Distrokid or CD Baby, because both of these are United States-based companies. Now, on the website, you can click a link and go to check out whether your country has a tax treaty with the United States. KYC dictates whether, or KYC, that's about whether you have to submit a state ID and take a picture of yourself or anything like that, submit some identifying information. No for CD Baby and no for Distrokid. Neither one of those guys require you do that. Artificial streaming fee is what distributors are charging artists now if you're accused of streaming fraud and they have to like remove your music or whatever, pay the digital, because Spotify is now charging them for every streaming fraud violation, and that fee gets passed off to you. Some tell you exactly what the fee is, some don't. So Distrokid, they're gonna charge you $10 per track that gets violated. CD Baby, they're probably gonna charge you $10 per track as well. They just don't specify it, right? Exclusivity, whether the distributor restricts you from releasing your music with another distributor or with another platform, because some distributors do that too, where you can't do so much as upload your music to Bandcamp without their consent. And Distrokid does not restrict you from using any other distributor or any other platform, and neither does CD Baby. Both of those allow you to be free as a bird with your music. Direct deals, both of these guys have direct deals, so when they say you keep 100% of your revenue, you keep 100% of your revenue, and there's no other third party sticking their hand in the cookie jar and taking a slice of the pie. Now, we have the Payusnomind ratings, which rate each distributor on a number of things that you could check out in the reviews. If you go to the Payusnomind blog, you'll see a list of digital distributors and a breakdown of each company with the reviews of their service, with the rating for each service. So you see, for Distrokid, we gave them a 4.3 out of 5, and for CD Baby, we gave them a 4.8 out of 5. Now again, y'all can come to the Payusnomind website and compare any distributor to any other distributor that you want. You can also check out the return on investment calculator, as well as discounts, all of that good stuff. So now let's check out the ROI, the return on investment, like recouping the cost of using a digital distributor. So we could come here and we can select Distrokid, and then we can put in which plan we want to compare. So we're gonna go with Musician Plus. That's the most feature-rich plan. So you got Distrokid, Musician Plus, number of releases, we're gonna say 1 release. Number of years, okay, let's imagine we only with Distrokid for a year, and let's imagine we only made $100 from Distrokid. We calculate and we see all of these things, like how many streams, sales, and content ID revenue we would need to earn back what we paid Distrokid, the $39.99 that we paid Distrokid. Now you see here profit. If you made $100 with Distrokid, after all of their fees for content ID, store maximizer, transaction fees, everything like that, you will walk away with $28 from $100 because you would have to pay Distrokid $71 or really $72 in fees if you had all of the features, if you had store maximizer, if you had Shazam, if you had all of those different things, you would have to pay Distrokid around $72 annually. If you decided not to have those features, then you would keep pretty much all of your money. It's only one plan. So we look at it with CD Baby, and we see with CD Baby, you would keep $89 because you would only have to pay CD Baby about $10.90 with the $10 that you paid for distribution plus the percentage of revenue that you would have to pay out. Now, in the case of CD Baby, you would only pay that $10 once. So if you were making $100 a year, first year, you would walk away with $89, $90. The next year, you walk away with $99. Now, as always, you guys can agree to disagree or agree, whatever the case may be. Make sure you check the payusnomind.info platform for comparisons and all this other stuff, because we're going to do it with a lot of different companies, everything from places where you can get advances to marketing platforms to you name it. So check the platform, sign up, get registered, sort through all of these different things that we got there. Again, links to products and services, discounts, all of that good stuff in the description box. Y'all can hit me up at Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter, payusnomind@gmail.com. This is Gift signing off. Payusnomind. Peace, good people. One.